Mike.
Oh no.
Oh, that's good. Go for it, Mike.
Introductory statement.
Okay. There we go. Okay. Well, I feel that obviously student employees offer more than student volunteers because they're paid. And whether they care about something or it means something to them is irrelevant because they're paid.
That's right.
So when you're paid to do something, then you do it. And you're paid for it. And it's a beautiful, wonderful circle of life that I can't endorse enough. And another good thing about it is that when you pay an employee, what that really means is that you own them. Am I right? This guy knows what I'm talking about. So once again, they do a job because you're paying them money, and you also own them. Fantastic.
Micah, let's face it. As good as an individual volunteer programmer might be, there is no stronger incentive for the masses than money.
That's right.
Wouldn't you agree that there is no other tangible reward that exists for volunteers to match the salary received by a paid employee?
Well, let me ask you this question back at you. How many students are out there who don't want to work at Starbucks and don't want to work in the bookstore, so they go, oh look, Park, a student program board position, let me be employed there, and phone it in and sit on the Facebook all day long, doing nothing except sitting around. A volunteer actually gets involved because they care about it, because it means something. Who cares about what cheese there's at the end of the race if the race isn't worth running?
I'm not sure what type of horrible, pointless, awful race you're offering to these students, where it has to mean something to them. I feel like I covered this in my first point, in that money is pretty great. And when you're offered money, you'll do things for it. I don't get into specifics. Use your imagination.
Think about the success of programs that students put on through their student organizations. A simple example includes the many dance marathon organizations on college campuses that raise hundreds of thousands and millions of dollars for local charity organizations. Their success is driven by passion, and no student wage would produce the same success compared to such personal commitment. Wouldn't you agree that volunteers that exhibit such passion for a cause are likely to deliver extremely successful programs?
Well, sir, Dance Marathon is a wonderful example, and I'm glad you used it, although I defy you to name more than 2 or 3 more examples. Passion for something meaningful. Sir, I live in a country that has the Doritos Locos Taco. I live in a country that aired Temptation Island. Meaning something, passion, please. Please, sir, grasping at straws. Payment is great.
I think you basically made my point for me. I think that students who believe in something and are willing to support it, like with Dance Marathon, but also with programming, with things like that, are wonderful. I was a resident assistant at a residence hall, not a dorm, and we had students volunteer for floor council who do things completely free because to them it was more important that they got to watch Shark Week in the student lounge than that they got a little bit of money for doing it.
Mike, your closing statement?
Well, perhaps if you had paid them, they would have been able to purchase a television and a cable subscription. I wish they may have watched Shark Week in the privacy and comfort of their own dorm room. Yes, passion and meaning, it's delightful, but it doesn't put food on the table. It doesn't put gasoline in your automobile. I drive a Pontiac, and it gets 27 miles to the gallon of gasoline. Not feelings.
me, former Massachusetts governor. Not a communist, not a socialist, simply somebody who believes in America. These days, we've seen a lot of wonderful things. We've seen student funding for all sorts of programs. It's great that we're in a situation where we can have students paid to do these things, putting on events like Welcome Back, or Homecoming, or the Mascot's Back Scout. But a still more glorious dawn awaits. A situation where we're able to take even the smallest of budgets and stretch them farther than they've ever gone before. A place where even the most engaged student has a voice. Engaged, charismatic students making their dreams a reality. Creating, matriculating, graduating,